There are legends round here, even if only in their own minds. Forgotten, but not dead. Some have tried to stop them, but they keep coming back. Coming to entertain you. They are the Crystal Lake Soldiers.
Welcome back to the Crystal Lake Soldiers podcast. My name's Isaiah, joined tonight by Sean and Ted. We are on episode, 14? I believe that's what we're on.
Like that.
It's kind of hard to keep track sometimes.
Keep track.
Well, that 1 week that we were off kind of threw me off a little bit, so I'm kind of been off kilter since. But how are you guys doing this week?
Pretty good, man. Glad to be back. Feel like I've been gone forever.
Right.
We've all missed you, Sean.
Thank you, Ted.
Well, Halloween's over with. October's gone. November's here. It friggin' snowed last night. I was very sad. Yeah.
Nature said goodbye and hello all at the same time.
Yeah, nature's just like, big old fuck you. It was sad. I was coming out of seeing Terminator Dark Fate, and like my car was covered with snow, and I'm like, no, I'm not ready for this. They're already predicting it's supposed to be like a heavy snow winter around here, so I wish it would have held off until like end of November, beginning of December.
It's been a while here, and usually when it's been a while is when we get smacked, man. I've been saying that the last 2 years, and it still hasn't happened, so...
Yeah.
We'll get one of those 4 or 5 foot crazy ones.
Yeah, we've been kind of fucked over the last few years around here, because...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's between the, like, Arctic, whatever they called it, where it's been, like, negative 40 on a lot of days. Mm-hmm. You've also had like
that Arctic vortex. Yeah.
That's what I meant. The Arctic vortex. Yeah. So between that and then like we've had like record snowfalls like the last few years. It's been kind of like I'm just kind of done. I just want one winter where it's
for an area that already gets it too, man. It just makes it rough.
Yeah, it's hard. It's been because like the last 5 winters or so have been pretty rough. But, oh well, I mean, we live here, so we got to deal with it. But, yeah, so Halloween's finally over with. I shouldn't say finally, I'm kind of sad, but I'm also kind of at that point where I'm just kind of all Halloweened out for the year. So, between all the movies and everything. But, we got some exciting stuff happening coming up. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff they've been teasing, movie-wise, but then also like documentaries and TV shows and all that, and we'll get all into all that here coming up. But to kind of start things off, our weekly Halloween Kills news or rumors or whatever you want to call it. So this week... Jamie Lee Curtis posted on social media a 20-second like first look clip of different scenes and like behind the scenes shots from Halloween Kills. Now there's a lot that's going on in these clips that she posted. So I kind of took a little bit of time today and kind of went through that clip over and over again. And just kind of seen
one picture, so I haven't even seen the clip. I just saw that she was like in a stretcher or something.
Yep. So that's the very end of the clip. So I kind of made some notes regarding this, kind of some speculation about what might be going on here. Maybe not even speculation because it's kind of pretty obvious with what's going on.
It feels obvious, yeah.
So just kind of some of the things that I saw, and I might have missed a few things because it's like a lot of quick action going on, but. There is a flashback scene because you see a lot of old-fashioned, like, 60s, 70s era cars, and you see what I'm guessing is Lonnie walking, and you see the shape kind of off to the left. So that seems to go towards that notion that they were talking about, that flashback scene featuring Lonnie. So that's interesting. Another one is you see Laurie's house in the background burning. You actually see Michael standing on the porch with some kind of tool, which I'm guessing he used to help get himself out of the basement. So you see that. It doesn't look like he's like burnt at all. So it just kind of, it doesn't look like there was any kind of damage that kind of happened with him being in there, which who really knows? I mean, they could always add stuff later too, but like in the other shots that they showed of him, it didn't like show any real damage to like his mask or anything like that. They showed a couple other shots of him. They were kind of dark too, though, so you couldn't really tell a whole lot, but it didn't look like there was a lot of damage to him, burn wise or anything like that. You do also get like the first shot of Anthony Michael Hall in video with him walking around with a baseball bat as Tommy Doyle. Cool. Obviously, like you said, there's the shot of Laurie on the stretcher where she says Happy Halloween, so she's gonna end up at the hospital, obviously.
Yeah, because Brackett works at the hospital, so I'm getting a somewhat Halloween 2 vibe from this.
Yeah,
kind of.
That we're all supposed to think not exist anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's all continuity. It's all because John Carpenter just didn't like the way he wrote Halloween 2. They were brother and sister. That's why this is all happening.
Well, I mean, it was his story, so I mean, if he wasn't happy with it, I mean, why not fix it in his mind? So, but I mean, I'm liking where they're going with this. It is a different continuity, but Halloween continuity is kind of
I
all
liked
over the place.
2018. Like I said last week in our video, it's my 4th favorite of the franchise. Just that the only reason we got this is just because he's like, oh, I just don't like them being brother and sister.
Well,
I was like, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't drink a 6-pack when you're writing a movie, then.
Let's well, let's not just completely shit on Carpenter here, because I mean, they were going to make the movie with or without him. They just wanted to have him included.
Well, he still didn't have to write it that way, so I do.
No, he didn't, it's an angle I liked, and so
yeah, I love the brother sister angle. I'm not. It sounds like I'm crapping on the new continuity. I'm not. I like the new continuity. It's just Carpenter's attitude is kind of what just irks me at times. And Carpenter's my favorite filmmaker,
and it is the only reason for them. I mean, I was mildly entertained, and I'm anxious to see the new one. I don't know if I can say I like the continuity more than the original. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the new continuity more than the original. I don't. I do like 2018, and I'm interested to see where they take it. It's just that whole attitude, how this new continuity came about was just Carpenter just being, I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Right.
It's like, okay, we get it, Carpenter. I get it. You don't like it. Yeah, y'all made the movie. It was good. Now move on from that. Stop, just get over it. Dear Lord, stop drinking when you're writing movies.
Well, it helped him get through it, Ted.
Well, it needs to go to AA meeting. Carpenter, you need help. I'll help you, buddy. You gotta admit you have a problem. That's the first step.
Jeez.
You don't drink Budweiser when you're writing a script.
Well,
but then we couldn't have such a great commercial, Ted.
Speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw this. There was a company that did or not even really a company. It might have been just some people that decided to do this. Somebody did like a commercial. It was almost like a Budweiser commercial, but it was focused on John Carpenter writing Halloween 2. Yeah, and it got points funny for like being like the best like Halloween commercial of this year. I don't know if it was a real commercial or not, but it might not have been. But it was done by a different country, so it was a foreign one, but it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, so that's just a kind of a little side note there, something to check out. Yeah, just look up the John Carpenter Halloween 2 Budweiser commercial.
That's great.
So that's good. I think it's actually on Bloody Disgusting. So I think you can definitely find it there.
Having problems writing your movie script? Budweiser will help you out. I'll make them related.
Oh, that's great. So that's kind of the news that we got for regarding Halloween Kills for this week. Now, kind of moving on to some other news. Roger Corman seems like he's getting a lot of love here coming up.
Which he deserves.
Much
right,
deserved,
rightfully
yes.
so. So, just kind of start things off here, Joe Dante is actually working on a Roger Corman biopic called The Man with the Kaleidoscope Eyes. Now, this is supposed to start production next year, which is great. One thing that kind of got me excited is that they're trying to eye Bill Hader for the role of Roger Corman, if the schedule allows for it. Which I think he could be a good choice for it. And they really want him for the role.
He was the best thing of it, Chapter 2, so, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt he could pull off Roger.
Definitely.
At first, I was like, Joe Dante to do it. But, because sometimes he's kind of quirky, I like him, but he's different in his style of filmmaking a lot of times. He's, tends to be a little quirky and fun. But then after a while, I was like, well, that's kind of what's needed, though, because...
It's Roger Corman.
Roger Corman, yeah.
Yep.
The king of B movies.
I'll be disappointed if Tommy Lee Jones isn't voicing a killer toy, like in Small Soldiers.
Yeah, I think Joe Dante is definitely the right choice for doing this movie regarding his life.
His career.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
Hollywood Boulevard, then Piranha.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know he helped a little bit on Rock and Roll High School, but that's more of Alan Arkush's project. But I know he was involved in that a little bit.
So it'll be interesting to see, where they end up going with this and who they end up casting. I really do hope it ends up being Bill Hader. I really do. I think it would be a good fit. But that's going to be exciting. We'll definitely keep you posted as we get more information, because that's kind of all the information we really have right now, is that they're supposed to start production next year and that they're trying to get Bill Hader for the role. So exciting stuff, and definitely well worth it, because Roger Corman deserves some well-deserved praise for his role in everything he's done over the years. So.
Mm-hmm.
So,
heck, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a lot of the films we love. I mean, and I'm not talking about from him. I'm talking about filmmakers who started with him and went out on their own.
I was gonna say, between filmmakers he helped start to ones he just influenced, to his influences on how movies are done and made, and not just horror, like in all aspects of filmmaking.
Just all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Silence of the Lambs wouldn't be Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Roger and
the
all of Francis Ford
industry,
all of Francis Ford Coppola's movies, the Godfather trilogy, and Apocalypse Now. I mean, it goes so deep. I mean, Hollywood has so much they owe to Roger.
Yep.
They don't even freaking realize it.
Exactly.
I mean, I know the Academy a couple of years ago gave him like an honorary producers award or something like that. But the Academy sucks, so this is better.
Yeah,
Documentary's better.
the Academy's shit.
Yeah,
they don't matter. They really don't fucking matter.
No, they
more
don't.
politics.
Yep.
Just
Suck
ones
eggs,
that are even
Academy.
less important.
You suck on those eggs.
Mm-hmm. So that's great.
I think I ruined my filmmaking chances.
I think you did too, Ted, because they were listening to everything.
Don't worry,
Now,
Harvey's got a deal for you, Ted. Don't worry.
Oh man.
Yes, I bet he does.
Oh man, that's the bad.
And then 20
that's
years
so
later,
bad.
I can cry foul, even though it was consensual.
Right.
Gotta keep that money coming in.
Yep.
I mean, respect.
Hashtag men too. That's where our hashtag will come in.
Oh man. Anyways, moving on to some kind of weird news, but kind of cool at the same time.
Wait, that wasn't weird?
Anyways, Ted. So now Captain Nubby Bosco does these Crystal Lake tours, which most horror fans know, usually around Friday the 13th and stuff like that. Now, one fan actually got the opportunity to go there, and he asked the camp if he could take a couple gallons of water from the lake. So they obliged. He took these couple gallons of water. He ended up making his own beer from the water.
People are going to pay a fortune. He's smart.
Drink
Crystal Lake beer.
The thing is, he's not selling it. At least right now, because he's a home brewer. He makes it for his friends and family and stuff like that. If you check out the story on this, he created the artwork for the bottles and everything, and he's got this blood dripping
the
seal.
bottles look cool.
They look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And he's talking about if it ends up, that he goes back and stuff, he may consider possibly selling some, or I don't know if he could really even do that because you probably need a liquor license and all that, but that's kind of cool that somebody decided to take the water from there, filter it and all that shit to get all the nasty shit out of there and then make beer out of it. I mean, that's kind of a ingenious thing, and I'm surprised that other companies haven't tried to do that based off of getting a Friday the 13th based beer or something like that to do it.
Adrian King's got her wine that's named after the thing. Yeah. He took that and just took it a step further basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hear
It's
that,
a really
Adrian?
cool idea.
You gotta step your game up, girl.
Hey,
this guy's trying to.
She can make it.
This guy's trying to overtake you, Adrian.
But that would be cool if somebody could actually end up doing that and get to the point of selling something like that, because there's a lot of people that would buy that kind of stuff, because there's obviously
I don't even drink and I would buy that just to
just to have it
on the shelf to say, hey, look at that.
Right,
just give me the bottle. That's what I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
can you just make me a bottle? I don't need the alcohol. Just give me a bottle.
So once again, Friday the 13th fans are some of the most creative people out there, that's for sure. And it'll be cool if this could actually build off into something in the future, maybe. Kind of moving on from there, because we're going to start getting into some upcoming movies and shows. To kind of start off, though, we did get news that Creepshow has been renewed for season 2. Creepshow was great. It was a great show for Shudder.
I was really impressed. The best thing I've seen Shudder put out outside of Joe Bob.
Yeah.
So
I would agree 100%.
Stories. It just felt like a perfect throwback to the, Tales from the Dark Side and Monsters and Tales from the Crypt, all those good shows. Not just Creepshow.
Nope, definitely. It was great. But so that's exciting news. It'll be cool to see if they can build upon the popularity of this and see what they can do for next year, and maybe get some more stars involved and whatnot, and maybe even more episodes. That would be cool too. But so that's great.
I heard they got the rights for 3 from Hell also. So.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, because that's going to be streaming on there too, which will be great.
Now they just got to spend money on their servers, right, Ted?
Well, I've got 3 from Hell.
No, I know. I just meant because their service keeps getting better. They just need to spend some money on that.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
I got it through Amazon now that I haven't used the live one in a long time.
So I've been using the live one a lot lately, and their service has gotten a lot better. So I'm sure they are spending money under the servers.
Awesome.
Knock on wood, I haven't had any issues in the last 3 or 4 months. So not it crashing, not it freezing up. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. So
yeah, I had both for a while and didn't even realize it. I was like, holy crap, I'm spending too much money on this for no reason. So
Right.
I canceled the live one because I was like, I'm not even using that part.
Right.
But I still
PlayStation
enjoy
just needs to
Shudder,
hurry
so.
up and get their version of the app, you know, because Shudder's been saying that they've been trying to work with them on it. But I mean, it would be great,
Sony's
especially.
weird. We'll see.
Yeah, Sony's very particular with a lot of things, but that's a whole other story for another day. So to kind of look at some of the upcoming movies and shows. So first, we're taking a look at Aquaslash. Now, this has been hitting film festivals, and I didn't find a release date yet on this, but this looks really good.
Yes, it looked hilarious, man.
The thing that got me was the blood flowing down the water slide.
Yeah.
It was almost like The Shining. It was a great touch. Oh, my God.
They should release it summertime, man, when everybody's going to the parks. It's the best time for that to come out. It would be great.
Yeah,
extra element of fear going down the water slide. It makes me want to see a haunted water slide open up somewhere.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not one that actually kills you.
Right. Oh, those girls flying into the blades at the end of it.
Yeah.
I
was like, oh, no wonder there was so much shit falling down the slide. Yeah, that looks.
So that'll be interesting. But, so yeah, no release date currently on that one. We'll let you know if we end up getting a release date, or more information regarding it, because there's not really a whole lot of information either, other than that it's been hitting film festivals. So, now one that's coming out actually soon. Actually, there's two that are coming out here shortly in December, but to kind of start things off here, on a December 10th, we've got American Hunt. Now this gave me the vibe that The Hunt was giving before that got pulled by Paramount because everybody turned into a crybaby.
Yeah, the article I came across kind of said, here's the replacement to fill the void.
So,
yeah, it looks all right, man. Looks like it might have a little corniness to it.
Yeah.
I thought I'd give it a shot and see what's up.
Yeah, definitely.
My favorite movie like that wasn't even a horror flick. It was Surviving the Game with Ice-T.
Yep.
Where they hunt him down. And so I always compare those movies to that for whatever reason. But
Right. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how people react to this, and maybe people won't react to it just because it is an independent film. It's not like widely released.
The radar, so
yeah,
at least something got to come out that I don't even know why the other was considered controversial to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know.
There were guns in it, and it was not fair because someone got shot the day before or something.
Something, and there's a whole political thing, and yeah, we won't get into that. So, but it was all political bullshit and a lot of crybabies complaining and getting the movie pulled. So
eventually it'll come out, man. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Wasn't it Collateral Damage with Arnold? They pulled at 9/11.
Yeah.
Yep.
That eventually came out. So.
Yeah, time will tell. That's for sure. Now, kind of moving on from there. Now, this next one is a little weird for my taste. It looks interesting, but this is coming out December 6th of this year. It's called Little Joe.
Yeah. It looked really weird to me. The only thing that I liked was the score, man. Like, the music definitely was unnerving. But I was like, I don't know. I think it's the music that was making me feel that way more than it was the actual scenes they were showing. So.
Right.
Yeah. But an interesting outlook on anti-depression, I guess.
Yeah, something, yeah.
That's the way I took it anyways. So.
It's piqued my interest because it's so peculiar with the trailer. It's probably gonna be one that I'll wait for streaming just because it seems a little too weird.
I think the main actress, she has won a few awards at a few different shows. Like I think she got the best actress at Cannes when they showed the film and something else.
Okay.
So.
Well, might be worth checking out.
Yeah. It reminded me of a Netflix movie for some reason too.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know really what to say about it other than it just seems really weird. Which, could be either good or bad. Yeah, it could either go either way, so. But, yeah, Little Joe coming out on December 6th. Now, looking forward to 2020 here for a minute. Now, there's not really a release date currently for it, but it's called I Scream on the Beach. Now, this looks like cheesy Grindhouse type of fun movie.
Yeah, I wasn't, hugely impressed, but what I did like was the Grindhouse 80s all the way with the trailer. So,
yep.
And I'll watch anything that looks like that and give it a try once. So,
exactly. It's that whole aesthetic with them downgrading the look of the footage to make it look like it's off of VHS or old film reel. I like that. I always get a kick out of that.
Makes me wish I could find for a decent price an old freaking camera, to actually film something.
Definitely.
It'd be awesome to film on something like that, man. And then the possibilities are limitless on what you can do with it as far as upgrading and downgrading and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, this one kind of gave me, it reminded me a lot of Peter Jackson's first movie, Bad Taste. Just kind of the look and stuff and kind of the violence in it.
I can feel that, yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that a lot, which I love Bad Taste. It's great fun.
Yeah, that's so fun.
And
I watched that in a long time.
Oh, God, I watched that actually about a month ago because it was actually on, I think it was on Shudder, actually. I think that's where it was. Or it was Amazon Prime, one of the two. It was either Amazon Prime or Shudder, but I ended up seeing that. I'm like, yes, I got to watch this because I haven't seen it in years. And, just as great as I remember it. So low budget and so good. Just to see where he came from and, compared to all the blockbuster award-winning movies he does now.
Gives you hope.
Exactly. So the next one that we're kind of looking at actually already came out. This actually came out towards the end of October on the 25th. And this actually premiered at the Austin Film Festival on that date. It's called The Vice Guide to Bigfoot. This looks hilarious.
They look great, man. They're mocking the hell out of Vice, and they're just having a good time. It looks great.
Oh, my God. At the end where there's he's got normal vision. They start running. Oh, my God. It's so good.
It's about time somebody mocked Vice. So.
Yeah.
I love Vice, but they need to be mocked, man, because they can be kind of corny.
That's for sure. Oh, so that gave me a lot of high hope for this.
When I saw that, I was ready to see that one. I was like, man, I need to find this.
Yeah. I love those mockumentary kind of things. It's great.
Yeah, me too.
When it's done right. So that one's definitely probably the top of my list to look forward to, out of the ones that we're kind of looking at today. Now, looking back into 2020 here, kind of going all over the place, but that's all right. So 2020 on January 3rd comes the remake of The Grudge. So this is the second remake of this franchise.
I'm not a big fan of the original Ju-on, I think it was, or The Grudge. I liked the Ju-on a little more than the American version, The Grudge, but I wasn't big on either one. This trailer though impressed me enough to I think I might like this better than either one of those, so I don't know.
Right. Well, here's the thing, because with The Grudge and even the Ring, I've never seen them because they never really appealed to me back when they first came out.
Girls is the only reason I ended up seeing them. I'll be honest, but
right.
I don't know. I just thought The Grudge was like a crappy ghost tale. It wasn't very well. The original was a little more creepy because, I don't know, sometimes the Japanese have a better way of getting under your skin, but...
Right. So...
But I was
this one does look good.
Impressed. Yeah, this looked good, though. And I was like, wow, maybe I'll become a fan of this new franchise.
Right.
Finally, a remake that I can get into recently.
Yeah. So, just because of the whole popularity with regards to like The Conjuring and all those movies lately, it's not a surprise that they decided to do this. But it does look, at least from the first trailer, it does look like they might have did a good job with this, where it's got me at least interested to possibly see it. So, depending on how the wife feels about it, we may end up seeing it, or we may not. You know, who knows? But yeah, it's like another remake of a remake. It's not surprising that people aren't coming up with more original ideas.
I had that idea like 15 years ago. I was like, all these freaking remakes. Somebody needs to start remaking these freaking remakes. Let's just get fucking ridiculous with it. Now they are. Of course, I was half joking. But
yeah. So dumb.
You're supposed to make it better at least, damn it.
Right. Not make it worse. Which is what most of them do. Like that Rings movie that they came out with a couple years ago. That was fucking terrible. I haven't
seen it. The first Ring movie was okay, and I just never bothered with the other ones.
Yeah. It was bad. Don't see it. Trust me.
Well, yeah.
That was like the only one out of the Rings.
It was the reason... Wasn't it used as a reason for not releasing some other movie or some shit?
Yep.
I can't even
remember.
Yeah. For making Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what caused that to be shut down.
That movie. Yeah. Screw you, Rings. You're so terrible, you ruined it all.
You're worse than Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham.
That's why we don't watch VHS no more.
Right. Yeah. I totally forgot about that, you know. I tried to block that out of my mind that they caused the most recent Friday the 13th to not be made. Thanks for bringing up old wounds, Ted.
It was me, but it's okay.
Hey, I live to serve, guys. You know me.
All right. So for our last upcoming thing here, now this is going into this month. So coming out on the 15th of this month, and this is through Shout Factory, is a 13-episode docuseries called The Cultastic Tales from the Trenches with Julie and Roger Corman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And this looks
awesome.
Fantastic.
Yes.
It looks awesome.
Awesome that they're including his wife in it too, because she has a lot to do with things. So
yeah,
I thought it was cool, man. It looks really great. And it's 13 episodes, so we get like good story, not something rushed and stuff missed.
Yep.
Get to cover a lot that way.
Hey, his wife's the reason we have Chopping Mall, okay?
That's right. And that's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen Chopping Mall, that is your homework for this week. Watch Chopping Mall.
It's a Dick Miller film, and you know I love Dick Miller. So.
Yep.
Every time I see Dick Miller, I just start screaming, "It's Dick Miller! It's Dick Miller!"
Everybody loves Dick Miller.
Yep.
And how could you not? Great guy, rest in peace. Yeah, this is going to be interesting seeing what they do with this series, though. Kind of expanding on just the different stories and stuff of how things came about, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I'm very much looking forward to this documentary series.
Too. Hopefully, it can inspire more like it too of other filmmakers.
Yeah,
or maybe not just filmmakers, but anything tied to the films we love. So.
And maybe because Shout is making this, maybe they'll end up putting out a Blu-ray set on it.
Yeah. Oh, you know that.
That would be great.
Hey, if they're releasing the Mystery Science Theater, the newer seasons on Blu-ray, I don't see why this can't get released on Blu-ray either.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would be great. I love me some Roger Corman, that's for sure. Once again, that man is well overdue for his respect and due with regards to everything he's had a hand in. So,
yep,
just another
still
reason.
Working too, isn't he?
Yeah,
working.
He is.
Yeah, he's still producing at least 1 to 2 movies a year.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Man, just never. Hopefully, it never stops. Just keep on producing.
That's why I think he's still alive, is because he just keeps working.
Probably. I mean, he's in his 90s now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes having purpose, man, definitely keeps you going a little longer.
Yeah, I agree.
I've actually heard that's why sometimes like females tend to outlive men because of the whole mother aspect and grandkids and all that around. Gives them more of a purpose to stay around.
Right. No,
we
definitely.
just work ourselves and party ourselves to death, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That's great. It's sad.
I was like, that was depressing, Sean.
It was.
Well, we hoped you enjoyed this episode of CLS Podcast this week.
Have a great day.
Oh, man. Now I'm depressed now. Thanks. Anyways, not really depressed. Don't get worried, guys. I'm okay. A little sick, but I'm okay. But, so that's kind of what we had for upcoming movies and TV for this week. So, Blu-ray news. Now, Ted, I know we've gotten another announcement from Shot Factory about more things going out of print. What's the story on that?
There's a list of movies, but they're not going to go out of print till sometime next year in 2020, so we're kind of good right now.
Okay.
They did announce, of course, you and I were very excited about this. April Fool's Day.
Woo!
Yes, I saw that too. I was happy, man. That's awesome. Love that
Unfortunately, it's the 2008 remake. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to throw something, Ted. I swear the picture I saw, I checked to make sure. No.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I hope they include like two versions of the movie. The one with the original ending when it got a little wild, and then the version that we know. But we'll just have to wait and see.
That'd be great.
Vinegar Syndrome has announced that their mystery trilogy box set is the Angel trilogy. So
nice.
The Angel films are coming to Blu-ray. And
how come they never tie the fourth one in? Is there a reason for
I think because people didn't really like it, and I think it was made so many years after.
I mean, really, it's not necessary to include it, other than if you want the complete thing. But it's not like a bad movie. It just has nothing to do with the other movies.
I think
it's
the third one.
Is what I'm trying to say.
The third one came out in '88, and I think the fourth one came out like in '94. With like just nobody from the first three movies involved at all. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe there's a rights issue. I don't know.
Right. Who knows?
But it is coming, and so if you bought the Flash pre-sale back like mid to late September, that's what you're getting. They had another Flash pre-sale this past week, which includes it, and they're still keeping hush hush on the other two titles that's involved. So just have to wait and see for that. Those are, there's a lot of speculation, but everybody knew it was the Angel trilogy just because of how they the hint they gave or the description they gave, where it was like it's basically a slasher film, but it's also like an after school special. Like, bam, it's Angel. I was like, right there, it's Angel. That's exactly what Angel is.
Those are great movies, man.
I love the Angel movies.
I love them, yeah.
They're fun, especially I was about to say the second one's like probably the best.
Yeah.
You got Susan Tyrrell. I mean, you got Rory Calhoun. Betsy Russell took over the role for Angel in the second movie. That's what's weird. As a trilogy, you have a different actress in each movie playing Angel,
and it still works, man.
And it still works.
Yep.
The first two movies were directed by the same guy, Robert Vincent Neal. The third movie was directed by Tom DeSimeon. I know I always butcher his name. He's done a lot of stuff. He directed, I believe it was Hell Night too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a solid trilogy. It's really entertaining. It's fun. 3 has Mark Blankfield, but you miss Rory Calhoun and Susan Tyrrell though from the first 2 movies. They're not.
Yeah,
it's still decent, but you do miss.
Yeah, it's a good movie. You have like a little void there.
Yeah.
It's like Halloween H2O when you don't have Dr. Loomis. It's just
right.
Laurie Strode. You're like, I want somebody there saying, he's evil. Pure evil. Or at least have Dr. Loomis shaking the students at the school. You see him, where is he? Shaking all over. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have right now. There's one more thing. Their Black Friday sale, Vinegar Syndrome. Their Black Friday sale, will include the option to buy their yearly package for 2020, which is cheaper than just buying everything as it comes out. Plus, they automatically just ship it all to you because you've technically already paid for it. So that will be on sale during their Black Friday sale.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
And of course, don't forget we've got Silver Bullet, the Fly Collection, and Big Trouble in Little China coming out. We got Return to Nukem High, aka Volume 2.
I turned in my loan papers yesterday, so hopefully it goes through.
That's coming out next Tuesday, finally. After 5.5 years. 5.5 years, we're finally getting it.
I'm gonna smack Lloyd with the Blu-ray before I get him to sign it.
I don't know why it took this long to get this movie out. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I knew they had to do some like work on it, but that happened like 2-3 years ago, right, Sean? When they did that Kickstarter, and so it's like, what happened? Why did it take this long?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I had given up. I was like, we're just not getting this movie. And Lloyd had already announced he was doing that other movie. So it's like, wait a minute, now you haven't even released Volume 2. But finally it's happened. It's happening. We have just a week and a half, and then it'll be out for the public, and we can see the crazy conclusion to this 2-part story.
I hope it was.
And we get to see
Finally.
And we get to see Lemmy one more time as the President of the United States.
Yes. Yes.
Taco Tuesday must be a hit. But yeah, and of course, don't forget that also next year we're getting My Bloody Valentine, and My Bloody Valentine in somewhere in the February. And no announced date, no release date has been announced yet, so it's just tentatively around Valentine's Day.
It better be.
Yeah. Just like April Fool's Day better be around late March, right there for April 1st.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I got for the news this week.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Lots of good stuff. Yeah, definitely. Lots of good stuff to look forward to. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that Black Friday sale for Vinegar Syndrome. Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out for sure.
I need to pick up Legionite from them.
Yeah.
And Unmasked Part 25 and Berserker.
Yes. I keep forgetting about that.
Those are the 3 I want to pick up when they have their sale.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You see, the only problem with the yearly package, just like I said, is they send you the adult titles too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna get it.
I was like, why can't they have like a non-adult? Yeah.
Agreed.
I said, if I ever get the yearly title, I was like, I've got this big shredder, and I'm just gonna like shred the adult titles up, and I'll keep the Blu-ray cases as extra cases. But I'm just like, man, why can't they have a separate package that doesn't include those adult titles? Because I don't.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Just drop them off at your local thrift store, Ted.
Oh, some kid picks it up.
I'll walk into the dollar store here in town. They have a Blu-ray section. I'll just sneak in and just stick it.
That's funny.
Can you believe this? It was only $1.
That's kind of like with that full moon grab bag thing that they did for the Halloween sale. It'll be interesting to see what I end up getting. Hopefully, I don't end up getting one of their trashy erotic titles in it.
I guarantee you,
don't.
you're probably gonna get at least one because I'll just throw a lot of.
They'll
stuff
throw so
in there.
much stuff at you. Yeah, it'll be a whole bunch of crap. Good stuff though. They always hook you up, man. They're great about hooking their customers up. Full Moon's awesome. They take a little longer in shipping than some companies, but
Right.
they're worth it, man.
Well, what's funny is that grab bag shipped out before my Tourist Trap and Castle Freak Blu-rays.
Oh, cool.
So I
must
should be
already
getting that
had like
this week.
they probably had like already a bunch of stuff like prepared, and then they're just like it's like an assembly line. They just take it off the rack, like ship it to this guy.
Right.
Slap a sticker on it and go.
They're like, what's in it? Oh, we gave him the erotic box set.
Oh God, please no.
14 movies or however many movies.
I don't need that trash. I really don't.
I just want to see your wife's face if that did happen.
You gotta give it to her as a gag gift at that point.
Yeah, something.
And just duck.
Oh man.
I almost
But
bought
I'm a
Sean
jerk, so
the
I
evil.
couldn't resist that.
I almost bought Sean the evil bong box set. It's just a gag.
I had a laugh.
I was like-
that was so great last year when you were like, I almost bought part 2. And then the free movie they sent was Evil Bong 2.
Yes,
That's
they
funny.
sent
you
to
got
me.
it anyway. Oh man.
Oh my God, that's classic. Yeah,
Which they gave you
still,
the best one, so that was good.
Right.
Yeah. I hated the first one.
Yeah. I tried watching the first one and I'm just like, no, I'm good. Then
It's
I
a
haven't
hard
tried
movie
watching
to
any of the
get
other
through
ones.
because nothing
That's the one-
happens.
not the one. Yeah, they stay in that one black painted room or whatever. Like it's weird.
That one apartment room, the entire
Yep.
movie. That's why the second movie is so funny. I mean, because they go to South America, so they're outside. There's a
Yep.
lot of good. Just there's more action to it. There's just the pacing's better. The jokes are so much better. The whole point is like the guys who smoke from the evil bong. They have exaggerated side effects. So one guy's constantly the athletic guy. He's constantly eating, so now he's super fat. And they actually have him in a fat suit. It looks great. One guy, he keeps falling asleep in narcolepsy, and the other guy can't stop humping things. So they go to South America to like, the rabbit goes with them because you gotta have rabbit,
Right.
and to find a cure for it. It's hilarious. I thought that one was funny. That's my
Yeah.
favorite because it's actually funny. And you got the king bong. It's ridiculous. It's just this giant bong that's like made out of like
Looked like a tree or some shit.
tree, wood, something. And then the first evil bong comes back to life. It gets so
That's
crazy.
funny.
you
Maybe I'll have
have-
to check that one out.
You have the female tribe, which they call the Poontang tribe.
Oh my God.
It's so stupid,
Jesus.
but it's oh man, it's a wild movie.
I guess.
I was actually surprised by that one, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll have to check that one out and see what I think. But I'm still torn, though. I know I was telling you about this, Ted, with that Toulon's trunk, because that's still on sale.
Yeah,
Because I don't have any of the Puppet Masters on Blu-ray.
that would be the one to get, man. Plus, it comes
I'm
with the
so, like,
exclusive
torn.
bonus disc.
Yeah.
There's so
And
much
that
behind
also
the
got
scenes
me.
stuff.
Yeah. I'm like on the fence, like trying to decide, do I want to do this or no? I mean, it'd be great.
Hey, you
for
can pay-
Explain.
Full Moon takes PayPal, and you can do that credit thing that I did for the Godzilla box set, and pay so
Huh.
much a month for 6 months with no interest and have it paid off.
Yeah, that was
Make it pretty cheap.
It'll
Yeah.
make it so much cheaper and better. I mean, just
How many Godzilla movies have you watched?
I haven't watched any yet because of Halloween. I checked out the disc, and some of the movies I'm disappointed in because they still have some noticeable, tape marks, scene transitions, basically Megalon. I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
I was
You know what it
hoping.
is, man. The prints there's just the prints are so old. It's hard. I think. To find
Yeah,
anything
that's what it is, and
good
it's
enough.
it's not Criterion's fault. It's Toho's
Yeah.
fault because they're hard to work with, and they would not allow Criterion to do new scans. And so Criterion
Wow.
tried to do some work. I was hoping Criterion would just adjust the aspect ratio to get rid of those, because it's just it's small, but when you're reading the subtitles, it's like every scene transition. I'm just like, gosh. I was like, it's weird because I've got the Region 4 disc for Godzilla versus Megalon, and it's not on that disc. It looks great.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on. The first Blu-ray for Megalon had it. This Blu-ray has it.
I saw that.
But
But
I mean-
35 millimeter. But that that's a whole nother issue. But it was like yellowish. You could tell it had aged.
Yeah. That's probably like an old drive-in print too that they used to show in the 70s, which would have been awesome to see.
Right.
Because Godzilla versus Megalon is one of my favorites because it just is. And but I mean, not all the movies are like that. I think only like 2 or 3. And yeah, I mean it's a good set. I mean 8 discs. Bonus disc has a lot of stuff from Toho that's
picking
never
that up.
been.
Income tax time for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I say definitely pick it up because
I got
this
it.
will
It's
probably
top
never happen
priority.
again.
Right. That'd be a great set to have too.
It's huge. That book is huge.
Really?
Yeah, because it comes in a book.
Okay.
That's why I took the disc and I
Awesome.
put them in 2 4-disc Blu-ray cases. I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna put this book at. This
Oh
is
shit! I
gigantic.
still gotta do that artwork. I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah, whenever you can, man.
That's a whole side note. Different.
I wasn't even
topic
thinking
altogether.
about. I wasn't even thinking
well,
about.
well, now I remember because we talked
I
about
like
it that
Ted
one day,
forgot
and I
too.
just. I'll have to try to
But
find
yeah,
some time this week.
it's
Hopefully
a
get
good.
that done.
It's overall, it's a good set, and I do recommend it.
Yeah, I love Godzilla, man.
Awesome.
I'm so excited, and Criterion always does a good job, man. Like if they do a movie, like I'll usually wait for their version over anybody else's.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I'm a big believer in Criterion now. Like before, I never used to give even a second thought to them because they were always so overpriced. But now I see why they're so
Yeah, exactly.
priced so high.
It's the same way for me, man. It took me a second to figure it all out. And I was like, I'm paying for something that's worth it. So.
Yeah. Especially seeing Scanners and Night of the Living Dead. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, I have both those.
whew. Yeah, well worth it. Well worth the price. It's well worth paying almost $40 for a Blu-ray from them.
I've watched that.
That's for sure.
That's made me watch that movie more recently, like since I've had that Blu-ray. Like, I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't. So they did a great job.
That's for sure.
because for the first time,
definitely.
it's so crisp and clear.
Yeah. It almost looks like a whole different movie.
I was watching
Yeah.
Wolfman the last night, and I was like, man, this is so great. I know that's been released for a while now, but it impresses
But
me. Some
the
of the
transfer
old
is
movies,
good, though.
man. They do such a great job, man.
Yeah, the Frankenstein set, that's my favorite set.
Yeah.
They did such a good job on every movie. Universal did when they released those sets.
Yeah, definitely.
Another
Yeah.
must-have.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That one's
Especially-
cheap. That was like $15.
Well, unless you get a good
I
deal
was
like
gonna
I
say,
did
yeah.
for the whole set. Because I got
Oh,
that
yeah,
whole
this-
set for all of them for like $60.
Yeah, I think it's still like around that price on Amazon right now.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's another tip for you guys that are listening. If you don't have the Universal Monsters set, if it's $60, pick it up because normally it's like 150.
Yeah.
So good stuff, especially for Blu-rays. Kind of moving on from there and into what we are discussing tonight. So we talked a lot about Halloween over the last month, and Ted had the idea of talking about our favorite characters, but so we're going to kind of build off of that, and we're going to talk about our favorite final girls in in different horror movies and why they are.
Yeah,
there's a lot of different people you can go with, you know, throughout all the different franchises and movies.
I was like, man, there's so many to choose from. So I really tried to sit on ones, you know, that were just my personal. I've always enjoyed and was glad she made it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
right. I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
So, kind of thinking about this today and whatnot, because there was a lot of different ways I could have gone and who was my favorite, just based off of like the franchises I like more or whatnot. But I ended up landing on my favorite final girl being Alice from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Or
man,
4 and 5, I mean.
High on my list for sure. Like, I didn't necessarily pick a number one, but she's definitely on my list.
Yeah, and I think the biggest reason why she's that high on my list, you know, for parts 4 and 5, is for the simple fact that it's like her character didn't necessarily let Freddy get to her. Where, like, a lot of these characters, you know, they are just living in this trauma and whatnot and not letting it go. Or maybe not necessarily letting it go, but it's just like she kind of took what happened and kind of grew from there.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like you get
ready
to see her grow into something instead of, you know what I mean?
Freddy doesn't scare Alice. Alice beats Freddy. What does she do? She gets knocked up. That's how Alice rolls, everyone.
Because, I mean, if you look at her character, she starts out as a shy, timid character.
Mm-hmm.
And even by the end of part 4, she's just this badass, you know, getting all the powers from all the other Dream Warriors and all that, which is great, you know, getting an aspect from each of the characters.
I love that fight.
To be able to fight
church.
Freddy. Yep, that was probably one of my favorite fights in horror.
You got their powers. I've got those souls. Come on. It's like you can almost hear the Mortal Kombat theme playing in the back.
Yep. Dun, 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 dun.
Dreamtality.
God. So she's probably my top pick for a final girl, just because of the fact that she went from this timid, like, shy person to just outgoing and just kicking Freddy's ass every chance she gets, and, you know, actually surviving, where a lot of these people will get killed off in like another movie or something like that. She was one that never got killed off.
No.
Yep, she disappeared. Her and Jacob.
Yep.
I came across Zach Morris and probably killed themselves.
That's my thing with Freddy's Dead that I didn't like either. It's just the whole... I mean, I like Freddy's Dead, but it's my least favorite of the entire franchise. And I don't consider the remake part of the franchise because that doesn't exist in my mind. So Freddy's Dead is my least favorite. Because there's no explanation to where Alice is or Jacob, and it's just like, oh, it's just, let's start Freddy's Dead with this kid on an airplane, and let's just go from there. And you're just like, what the heck?
Main thing I like about that one is some of the backstory they give, but it was kind of just out of nowhere. And Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said it's like a Looney Tunes.
I forget when you said that, man. I've never looked at that movie the same since.
You forgot the Power
Bunny,
Glove.
I just put on Freddy's Dead.
Just pretend he has bunny ears and he's Bugs Bunny.
Right.
When he goes by on the bicycle, get little dog tail. I was like, oh my god, Tev was right.
Yep. That's how I view the movie. It's just one big Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, Alice just doesn't even show up. She's not mentioned. It's just kind of weird. Like, the continuity, they're just like, they dropped it. So I guess you just, I mean, I'm sure there's a comic book out there somewhere or a book that explains something. I mean,
if not, somebody should get on that.
But as far as I know, they just forgot about them.
Yeah,
maybe because 5 didn't do as well as they wanted to, they decided to drop the characters.
That's exactly. They just reset.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So what do you guys got for favorite final girls or favorite final characters or whatever?
Well, I put a couple of them, man. I got Jenny from Friday.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't know. She's just one of the most badass. Kicks some ass, and even more badass than her. She's probably not typically looked at as a final girl. I don't know, but I thought of Ripley from the Alien movies.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually a good point.
I
She
think 'cause
basically was a final girl in
yeah,
Alien.
Exactly. And I think because she comes across kind of tough to begin with, she's overlooked in that way. But she kicks ass. And I like Kyle, Child's Play too.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. And I threw this in just for fun, man. But Mark Patton, Jesse from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He likes to call himself a scream queen, so why not?
Touch me, baby, all night.
And
thing with-
this one's not my favorite. Christy from Hellraiser, man, because she was kind of just thrown into some bullshit that she shouldn't have never been involved with in the first place.
Right.
All because of her slut mother.
Right.
Stepmother,
No,
stepmother, not her real mother.
Slut
Her
either
stepmother.
way.
Slutty stepmother. What a woman would do for a good lay.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of my wife's favorite horror movies. It always scares me a little.
That's great. But going back to Jesse from Nightmare 2, see, because originally I was thinking of him as being one, but at the same time, I just really find his character like too annoying.
Yeah.
Like his
I did it for
constant
fun more than
whining.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, the actual girl in that who is alive at the end is a much stronger character than he is.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she's the one that helps him get through the damn thing. So.
Yep.
If it wasn't for her, he
Something
probably
is
wouldn't have
trying
made
to
it.
get in my body. Yeah, she's female in the cabana
You left her in
room,
the
and you want to
cabana,
sleep
yeah.
with me.
Sleep with me.
I saw your mom post.
Grady's like one of the greatest characters in the Nightmare franchise.
Yes.
He's like, you coming to the party? Nah, grounded. Why? I pushed my grandmother down flat stairs.
Such a dick, but he's so just.
Oh, he's great. Robert Russler is great in that movie. I always hate it when he died because I was like, oh man, because he's
Yes.
such he's a better character than Jesse is, and I'm not hating on Mark Patton. I'm just talking
No,
about the
definitely
characters. The characters.
Now, I also thought too, man, like Jamie Lloyd is kind of, especially in 5,
yeah.
she's the only one left after everyone is dead.
She has the
prison
big chase
doors
at the
are
end.
off. Yeah, so
She actually had 3 big
one of the
chases
few
in that movie.
young ones, not even a teenager yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had 3 big chases in that movie. You had the false chase, which she thought Michael was after her, but it was that janitor guy. And then at the hospital, then you had the cornfield in the car, and then of course the end at the Myers house. Yeah. So I mean, as I told Isaiah, I was like, I was going through the franchise again. And, it just always strikes me, just like Jamie is the most depressing character because all this bad stuff happens to her and there's no happy ending for her.
Right.
You feel so sorry for her.
I thought I too when I watched the producer's cut. Not that it changes her outcome, but I was like, man, poor Jamie, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She's a child. She already knows Michael's her uncle. The whole town knows. And so she gets bullied for that. And then Michael comes back and tries to kill her. And then she gets, taken over by his evil and stabs her foster mother, only to be put in a hospital for an entire year. And she can't talk now. It made her mute. And then Michael comes back again and tries to kill her. He tries to run her over, tries to stab her, chases her in a laundry chute, does all this stuff to her. Then she gets kidnapped by the Dr. Wynn cult. And then which version you watch, she either gets impaled on farm machine or she gets shot in the head. Just like she just could not catch a break. Everybody else in the Halloween franchise that showed up in more than one movie caught a break at least one point or another.
Yeah, she could have disappeared like Alice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's just sad. It makes her a tragic character. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just like you feel so sorry for that character, and I'm just like, man, poor Jamie. Like Sean said, holy crap, poor kid didn't have a chance.
Oh, poor girl. I didn't even think about it like that. Thanks for bringing my mood down even more, Ted. That's twice in one episode.
Even as a kid watching the movies, I felt that way. I was like, Jamie she didn't have an out. She couldn't get away.
Yeah, that's true.
We should do that in an episode. Characters we felt sorry for.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It is, because I just thought of a few.
Actually,
I'm just going to throw one out there because it's not that big a deal, man. But that guy in Jaws that's like, hey guys, hey, when I was a kid, man, that shit bothered me so fucking much. When you see his leg go down, I was like, he was a nice guy, Mom.
Just trying to help the kids on their sailboat.
Freaking Jaws.
Forget the little Kittner boy, the nice guy. That was the last straw.
That's
right. But actually, that's a good idea. Maybe we should plan for that for next week as a kind of a part 2 to this. People we feel sorry for. And
then we can make it a trilogy. Then the week after that, people we don't feel sorry for and are glad that got killed.
I like that.
So we have a trilogy now.
See, guys, this is kind of what's happening as you're listening to this. We're just unfolding our plan here, just out of nowhere. So next week we will, right. So next week's episode we will discuss characters we felt sorry for, and the week after that we will talk about characters we don't feel sorry for. So something to kind of look forward to as you're listening to this, and looking forward to next week's episode. So, but back to our topic for this week with regards to Final Girls. I mean, obviously you could throw in Laurie Strode in there, or Nancy Thompson. Yeah, I mean they're iconic.
I thought of Tina as well.
Yeah,
and of course
Tina.
She's it's her telekinesis that makes her stronger, because
I was thinking of Halloween 5.
No,
she didn't make it though. She wasn't a final girl.
That's true. I heard the word Tina and being Halloween.
I'm watching too much Halloween, Ted.
I know. I watched it for like a straight week. Tina. Yeah, Tina from Part 7 is great. I like her.
Or Megan from Part 6.
Oh, definitely Megan.
I always liked her character. Had a big crush on her too when I was a kid.
Nobody drives this car but me, baby. Summer in the USA. And Tommy lifts his head up. It looks so bad.
That was great. Oh man. Good stuff. Oh, Alice from Friday 1.
Well, I guess I'll start talking about my favorites. My favorite Final Girls are from the movie Final Girls. Okay, I'm just kidding. You see, I did like a thing there, like.
What's funny is when I was researching, I came across a list that listed one of the girls from that movie. So
there really is only one final girl in that movie, though, by the definition of a final girl. But of course, Jenny from Friday.
Yep,
she's just smart. Sean says she kicks butt. She's not helpless. Rachel from Halloween 4, same thing. She is smart, resourceful. My
other childhood crush.
She's a good sister to Jamie. No, she's mine. She's mine. Rachel is mine. I don't care what anybody says. She's like, you want an oinker for a daughter? It's like, oh, you're not an oinker, baby. You're just perfect. But I love Rachel. She she's a good sister to Jamie. She doesn't take crap from Grady. She sees him cheating on her, and she's like, well, I'm out of here, Buster Brown. She's like, have fun with little Miss Hot Pants. And I'm like, you go, girl. She's not begging him to come back in a relationship. And she dumps the coffee on Kelly. It's great.
Yeah, it's
I love
great.
that. Have some coffee. Wise up, Rachel. Or Grady's not going to be the only
don't be
man
a
who goes to
slut
another woman.
like me. There's lots of men.
Cops
Right.
do it by
God.
the book. So them two are definitely my top favorites, and Nancy will be on the third favorite. Nancy is just awesome. Again, she's resourceful, does all those traps with Freddy. You see,
Yep.
a lot of horror films have strong female characters. I don't understand why people are saying nowadays that there's not a lot of strong female characters. I'm naming them right off the bat, and they're smart. They don't rely on a man. So, I'm
Yep.
just like,
They just don't do their
people get
homework
them.
as well.
They don't. They just
They
like to
rely
complain.
on pop culture and things that people just know off the top of their head. They don't go dig
Exactly.
deeper and find anything.
Exactly. Nancy made all the traps, and at the end of part 1 to get Freddy, she took Freddy's power away. Didn't really work out in the end, but she still
Right.
she gave it her all. Part 3, she's a mentor to the new generation of those kids. Helps them fight Freddy in the end. Sadly loses her life, but Heather comes back in New Nightmare, of course, as herself, but has to turn into Nancy at the end, so I'm including New Nightmare also. Saves her son.
Yep.
So, you have Nancy from that franchise. Kirsty, I definitely really like. She was, as Sean said, thrown into a horrible situation.
Yeah,
she's,
For sure.
she's in the hospital. It looks like, okay, I'm going to mess with this box. It's a puzzle box. And then, holy crap.
Right.
Like, what? I didn't know what the box was. You opened it. We came.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So I love
I
part.
want to take it back.
I love part 2. It's like,
Yeah.
I did open the box this time. He's like, what was it last time? Didn't know what the box was. Are you teasing us, Kirsty?
That's great.
No more deals. Time to play.
That's great.
I love the first 2 Hellraisers. But so Kirsty, you have that. Yeah, I'll say Kyle from Child's Play 2. What Sean said. She just kicks butt. She has an attitude. I love
She
it.
has attitude from the start.
Yeah. Yep.
There is one that we haven't talked about yet. And this is going way back a little bit. Jennifer from I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh, yeah.
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 Best pick of the night.
Good job. Yes.
Yeah. That's the ultimate final girl.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
say that. We don't even need to explain it.
No.
No.
No. You don't. I still need to watch
definitely
Deja Vu because I haven't seen that
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah,
either,
I haven't seen
man.
that yet either.
I forget about it, to be honest.
My next pick will be the girl from Halloween Resurrection. No, I'm just kidding.
No, thanks.
What's her name? Because I don't know.
Well, since I watched it,
Busta
it's in my
Rhymes.
brain right now. Her name, Buster Rhymes, is a final girl. Her name was Sarah.
Yeah, it was Sarah.
I haven't watched
But,
it purposely.
You have, oh man, I can't believe I forgot her name. It's, the girl from Puppet Masters 4 and 5. Rick's girlfriend. I cannot remember her name now. My mind went blank.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, too.
Yeah.
I'm the worst one to ask.
She was a good character, too. I mean, she took on the totems. She doused the little creatures with acid.
Nice.
So, I mean,
that's right.
Man, Day of the Dead. I don't remember her name off the top of my head.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
does, though. She's a strong character.
yeah. Sarah. Her name was Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Dopes up her boyfriend and shut him up
Yeah.
because he was a freaking
Right.
wreck. He's the reason for half the problems in that movie. Besides the
Yeah.
fact that everyone's tired and strung out and upset.
Yep.
He was having a nervous breakdown. That was the
Yeah,
problem.
he was.
He just
completely
couldn't handle it
lost
anymore.
Yeah. That's my favorite of that trilogy. Not that that's the subject matter.
No, that's
the
in my
most
opinion,
bleak.
that's the best one.
Yeah.
It's the most scary one too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Trapped underground, essentially. It's like, darn.
No hope.
Yeah,
The world
no
is
hope.
dead.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just some of my picks. There's just so many to list because there's so many horror films. I mean, you have Stretch from Texas Chainsaw 2. I friggin' love Stretch.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Caroline Williams. Bubba's got a girlfriend. Bubba's got a girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
And I
That's
guess
a
I'll
good
add
one.
this. Maybe we can include Baby Firefly from 3 from Hell because the way that movie was structured at
I
the
guess
end.
kind of.
I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list.
Come on, Sean, you got to get with the program.
I have
We
it.
can openly talk about it.
Well, you could anyway. I'm not going to be mad at you for too long.
Only just a little bit.
Yeah, I gave Sean the digital code. I was like, here it is. You're watching this.
The last 2 days.
And it's the unrated version
The
too.
last 2 days I was getting ready to watch it and just family shit got in the way. So.
Yeah.
I'll watch it tonight.
You better. Shit, I'll even watch it with you.
I'm just a clown dancing for the man. Oh, it's just so weird, you know. I mean, we knew it was probably coming, but then Sid Haig passed away like the very week the movie came out in theaters for its limited run.
Yeah.
It's just like that weekend. I was like, darn.
God damn it, Ted. Way to bring me down a third time in this episode.
Well, just wait till you see what I have for you in store next week. Next week will be even more depressing.
Get your Xanax ready.
When I have more for you, more depression.
Oh, Jesus. So any other final girls you guys can think of right now?
I don't know, man. We've talked about so many now. I threw a couple out there I just thought of.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, I really don't get that argument about how there haven't been any strong female characters when they've been always there in horror.
Hey, Barbara
It's
Crampton
like-
from Beyond.
Yeah, that's another good one. But yeah, so that's kind of our picks for Final Girls. I mean, there's a lot there, so I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have the same ones. If you guys have any other ones, feel free to let us know. You can always reach out to us through our social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All of them are at CLS Podcast. Join us next week where we continue this discussion, talking about the most sympathetic characters in horror movies. And then we'll finish off this short little series with the characters we didn't feel any sympathy for the following week. So that's a great idea, guys. I'm glad we came up with that during this talk. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. And as Ted always says,
See you next week. Thanks for joining us today for the CLS Podcast. Check us out at www.clspodcast.com or join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag CLS Podcast. Until next time, stay safe, campers.